Hello, this is a basic Canvas overview tutorial for the winter 2024 quarter. My name is Paige Coleman and I am Canvas faculty support with Learning Technologies and Spaces. We are part of the Office of the Vice Provost for Student Affairs. Before I begin, I'd like to preface this session by saying if you have any questions at all while you're listening to this session tutorial or while you're within Canvas designing and developing your course, please do not take more than 10 minutes trying to figure something out. Please just submit a ticket to canvashelp@stanford.edu. We have a highly responsive team, so I assure you that your ticket request will not be lost in a long ticket queue. Again, that is canvashelp@stanford.edu. Now let's jump in. To navigate to Canvas, please type canvas.stanford.edu into your URL. We recommend utilizing Chrome or Firefox. Please avoid Safari if at all possible. Also, if this is your first time navigating to Canvas, please leave additional time to web authenticate. You will be prompted to do so. Once I enter canvas.stanford.edu, I'm immediately taken to my dashboard. As you can see, at the top of the dashboard is a global announcement. We reserve this space for pertinent information only, so please take the time to read the global announcement. If you do accidentally exit out, this toolbar will appear in blue and you can click View to access it, and it also provides you with information as to where you can go to access the global announcement. And I'm going to highlight that workflow now. If you navigate your cursor over to the global menu in red, I'm going to click on Account. And here, if I scroll down, there are global announcements. If you were to click View in the blue toolbar, this is exactly where it will take you. And here I can view current and recent. Since I'm already here, I'm going to highlight a few other features. Let's navigate into Profile. Here you can add your own contact info, your own bio, links by clicking on these three dots on the right side of the screen and clicking Edit Profile. Once I move my cursor over my picture, or this could be an avatar you choose to upload, this pencil icon appears that will allow you to upload your own picture or avatar. It's important to note here that students have the same capabilities, and whichever picture they choose or avatar they choose, this is completely separate from the student's course ID photos on file with the registrar. I'm now going to navigate down to Settings. If you draw your attention to the right side of the screen under Ways to Contact, we highly recommend that you leave as the default way to contact your Stanford email address. If you do not, this could create a barrier to entry for particular tools within Canvas. For instance, Collaborations, which is synced directly to your Stanford email account, and even Zoom. You can add other ways to contact, but you would denote default by highlighting the star. I'm now going to navigate back to the left and I'm going to click on Notifications. If you intend to communicate with your students through Canvas, I highly recommend you make them aware. That way they go to Notifications, they drill down, and they set their notification preferences for your course per tool. They can turn them on, they can turn them all off. They could also set the frequency with which they'd like to be reminded of a notification per tool. For instance, I'm going to click on the bell next to announcements and I'm going to click on notify immediately, but I have all these other options available. In the past, when notifications were set in Canvas, it applied to all courses, but that was quite a few quarters ago and that is no longer the case. So preferences can be set per course. I'm now going to navigate back to my dashboard. Now we pull information from the registrar, from Access. So if you are scheduled to teach a course card representing the course you're scheduled to teach will appear on your dashboard. It's important to note that all courses are unpublished by default. If you don't see it at the top, please scroll down and make sure you see it as an unpublished. If it's still not visible, please contact your department administrator or the registrar. I'd also like to mention up here by my dashboard, if I scroll all over to view all courses, there are these 3 dots. And if I click on these 3 dots, I also have the option, opposed to card view within dashboard, to click on list view. This is a pretty popular view with students. I'm now going to click on the 3 dots again and switch back to card view. Okay, now for the purposes of this tutorial, I am going to click on my LTS Canvas Overview Session course. I'm immediately taken to the syllabus view within my course. That's the default view for entering a course. The students will be taken immediately to your syllabus view unless you change it, and I will highlight that towards the end. However, if you draw your attention to the right side of the screen, under course status unpublished, we have slightly updated this course status box with a reminder that students can't access the course and notifications won't be sent unless the course is published. And you would publish the course by clicking Publish Course button here. But if you also noticed, I'm going to go back to my dashboard in the global menu on the far left in red. I can also publish directly from the course card. The absolute last thing that you should do is publish your course when it is student-facing ready, when you have thoroughly designed and developed your course. I will highlight what that appears like at the end of this session. Now, I'm immediately taken to the syllabus view by default. Whether you have a Canvas course or an external website, it is crucial for all educators to utilize the syllabus tool within Canvas to share your syllabi or syllabus, as it provides easy access to course information for both prospective and enrolled students. Now, we conducted student interviews which told us much about the student experience in Canvas. And students communicated they've experienced frustration when the syllabus or the syllabi weren't in places they expected, such as the syllabus tool in Canvas. Students wish that instructors use Canvas in a more consistent way for the student experience so that students can find course materials more easily, manage time for their coursework, and even set up their detailed to-do lists. Now, this syllabus box here has also been updated. Whenever you see a box, whether blue or orange, please take the time to read it. Here, when you add your syllabus, it will be made available immediately to the Stanford community at syllabus.stanford.edu. Click on it right here. Now, just to mention that authenticated users have access to syllabus.stanford.edu, and this is visible to everyone within the Stanford community. This is the one exception within Canvas. Whenever you add content or files within discussions, within assignments, within modules, that content is only visible to those enrolled in your Canvas course, with the exception of the syllabus tool. If you want to post your syllabus, but you don't want it to deploy out to syllabus.stanford.edu, you do have the option to restrict this visibility even further. And you can click on this link to learn more on how to do so. We've also added a add single file only option to the syllabus tool, so it makes it a little bit easier to just quickly upload your syllabus. However, I would like to click on the edit pencil icon and show you the full workflow. Clicking on this edit pencil icon is the same as clicking on the edit text links multiple files. Once I click on the pencil icon, this RCE box appears. And this box is consistent. It's the Rich Content Editor box. We refer to it as the RCE box. It remains consistent within other tools in Canvas, such as announcements, discussions, assignments. I have the option to add links by clicking on the caret next to the link picture, upload images, upload media, and upload documents. I can also expand the RCE box by clicking on the 3 dots. For the purpose of uploading my syllabus, I am going to click on the caret icon, and I'm going to upload a document which will take the document directly from my desktop. Course documents is everything that has already been added to files, and we will review that in a bit. I'm going to click Upload Document. I'm going to click on the rocket ship. Bear with me, there is a lot of clicking. I'm going to find my Winter 24 syllabus. However, it has yet to insert itself into the syllabus tool. I must scroll down, and it's prompting me to select my usage rights. I'm going to select I hold the copyright and submit. A document is not visible to students and publishable unless you select your usage rights. Okay, it inserted in here. There was a yellow toolbar. However, it is not fully saved yet. I must then scroll down and click Update Syllabus. And there is my syllabus document. I haven't changed my settings, so this will feed out to syllabus.stanford.edu. So that is what we consider the first best practice to upload your syllabus as soon as you enter your course. The second best practice would be bringing all your content over to files. However, before I delve into files, I'd like to highlight roster photos and the people tool first. Now, roster photos is only visible to teaching teams. This entire screen will be filled with course ID photos of the students enrolled in your course, and the course ID photos are the student ID photos on hand with the registrar, because we pull this information from the registrar. I'm going to highlight a more robust photo, considering this is my demo course. All these faces are blurred out due to FERPA, but this is what the roster photos tool will look like. Again, it's only visible to teaching teams. Students have the ability to navigate to access and record their pronouns and name pronunciation, which, as I said, we pull into Canvas. And when you click on a student, you can listen to their name pronunciation, and you can also view their preferred pronouns. If you are interested in printing roster photos, as you can see by Show Name and Pronouns Print View, you will need to change the view to Photos and Names or Photos Only from the default view that includes pronouns to be able to print them. This is a fabulous tool and a great way to familiarize yourself with the students in your course. When accessing roster photos, you may also encounter an error message when utilizing Chrome. If that's the case, please just clear your cache and utilize a different browser. Again, preferably Chrome or Firefox, not Safari. One more thing I'd like to mention about roster photos is the Download Roster button on the right side of the screen. I'd like to think of the Download Roster button as a failsafe. So at any given time, there can be a disruption in notifications being sent from Canvas. And you'll know that occurs, for instance, if you yourself send out or deploy an announcement and you don't receive a notification it was deployed, then students aren't receiving that notification. So if it is a timely scenario and you have downloaded this roster, you will have the students' names and email addresses, so you'll be able to email them externally outside of Canvas if necessary. I do recommend downloading the roster at the beginning of the quarter and again right after the add drop period. I'm now going to navigate to the People tool on the left-hand side menu. Now the People tool is visible by all roles, whereas the roster photos is only visible to teaching teams. However, within the People tool, students are only able to view each other's name, section, and role. You can hide this. However, if your coursework is going to employ a lot of collaborative project-based work, I recommend keeping People tool visible for students. Now let's delve back into files. As I mentioned, syllabus would be the first best practice, files would be the second. It's much easier to further design and develop your course once you've brought all your content over to this files tool. I'm going to upload a file. Now, if you notice, when I went to upload this file, a red exclamation mark appeared. This is prompting me to select my usage rights. As I mentioned with the syllabus, content is not visible or publishable if you've yet to select usage rights. So, and as you can see, the circle is grayed out with a line through it. So I'm going to click on the exclamation point. I'm going to choose my usage rights. I'm going to click Publish and Save. The default setting for files in your course is visibility set to course. That's how it reads within settings. I can also add folders. With regards to naming conventions, we do not recommend utilizing dates. If you're going to import course content from a previous quarter into your current quarter, all those dates will be brought over and they will no longer be relevant. So you're going to be creating a lot of extra work for yourself, having to go through, click, and edit all those dates. So as you can see here, we recommend using weeks, units, themes, project titles. You can also click on the green circle with a check mark if you do not want a folder published yet. If I place my cursor on top of a header, title header, these three dots appear, and that allows me to have all this functionality. Manage usage rights, delete, rename, download. Now you're probably saying, if I'm going to bring an entire quarter's worth of course content into files, that's going to be a lot of clicking to manage usage rights. However, there is a hack here. If you are on a Mac, press Command A, and if you are on a PC, press Control A. All this content will highlight in blue, and this toolbar will appear at the top of the screen. And this allows functionality according to bulk. I am going to upload a few more documents to Files tool so you can see that bulk upload functionality. I'm going to unpublish a file. Okay. On a Mac, so I'm going to press Command A. Again, a PC is Control A. And this allows me to delete according to bulk, manage usage rights according to bulk. I'm going to choose my usage rights and I'm going to select Publish. You also have the ability to move content around, download the content as a zip, manage access. This is great functionality. For instance, you can lock down even further a file or a folder that's not visible to students until a certain date and time that you would set. And you can also view all the content as a toggle. It's also important to note here that files can be adjusted at the file level, but not the folder level. So, and files will be downloadable. Okay, let's move on to announcements. To add announcement, I'm going to click Add Announcement. Again, there's a red toolbar at the top of the screen that reminds me that notifications will not be sent for any announcements before the course is published. So if you are going to create announcements before the course is published, students will not receive notifications for those announcements. And if you'd like to get a head start, we recommend when you're creating announcements to use the delay posting feature under options. You're also reminded of this as well at the top of the screen in the orange toolbar. Notifications will not be sent retroactively for announcements created before publishing your course or before the course start date. You may consider using the delay posting option and set to a publish on a future date. I'm going to complete a topic title. Welcome to Winter 24. And again, this RCE box is consistent with the Rich Content Editor box I highlighted in syllabus. You must have content in the topic title and the RCE box. And I can add links, I can add images, media, documents. I'm going to scroll down and I am going to utilize the delay posting feature under option. I'm going to post this, just say on a Thursday. I love having the time feature, do 9 a.m. And I am going to click save. Before I click save, I would like to mention this P signia on the left here. This is visible to students and teaching teams, and it is Pope Tech, which is an accessibility guide. If you notice when I place my cursor over the Pope Tech symbol, accessibility guide will appear. This is used to identify and resolve accessibility issues. Again, it'll consistently appear in the RCE next to the Cancel Publish or Cancel Save Publish button when creating content. I'm going to click Save for this announcement. And here is my announcement. So let's just say I'm going to publish my course, but because I selected the delay posting date and time, this notification for this announcement will not deploy until the day and time that I selected. Let's move on to discussions. I'm navigating to discussions in the far left menu. Now, discussions, this is a great tool for students to share files with each other. Students can't share files with each other within assignments. I'm going to click Add Discussion. I'm going to include a topic title. I'm going to scroll down, and then I have options to post to, and then I have within options a graded feature. I love this graded option within discussions. It's a great way to gauge class participation. Every time you select something to be graded within Canvas, a column will appear for that particular discussion or assignment within the gradebook, and I'll highlight the gradebook in a little bit. But I want this discussion to be graded. I'm going to assign it some points. However, you also have the option when I click on the caret in the menu next to display graded as, and I click on that caret, I can choose from complete, incomplete, which is another great feature for discussions, letter grade, GPA scale, percentage. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click Save and Publish. This will be ready to go once I publish my course. We do have another discussion tool called Harmonize. If you are going to utilize this discussion format a lot within your course, I highly recommend looking at Harmonize. Now, as you can see, I'm looking for Harmonize in my left menu, and I don't see it. But Harmonize is available by default in your course. So I need to find it. So I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to click on Settings. And at the top of the page, I have Course tabs. And this is from within Settings in my course. I'm going to click on the Navigation tab. And here you can see that all these tools on the right match up to all the tools on the left. And all the tools above are tools that I have set visible for students and teaching teams to view. I'm going to scroll down, and here I can see Harmonize. So in order to make this visible to students, I need to drag and drop this tool above. And I'm going to put it next to discussions. So if you know there's a tool available by default in your course, please go to Settings, the Navigation tab, and then drag and drop these tools up. I'm also going to drag up Ed Discussion because I'll be speaking to that next. Do not forget to scroll down and click Save. That's a good habit to always scroll down after you have completed work on a Canvas page to ensure that you do not need to save it, or all work will be lost. I'm now going to find Harmonize that I just made available on the left side of my screen. For the purpose of this tutorial, I don't have much time to delve into this further. However, I will say this is a much more robust discussion tool than the discussion tool built into Canvas. Students can upload multiple types of files directly within posts. They can easily record audio and video comments. Students and instructors can also annotate on posts, collect, and grade here. And it's also fully integrated with SpeedGrader, which I'm going to highlight when I review assignments. There's also an AI integration now to help instructors when creating discussion prompts. This is how it will appear within your Canvas screen. If you're looking for more information on how Harmonize differs from the Canvas built-in discussion prompt, we have generated a matrix that details the difference in a Google Doc. Please don't hesitate to submit a ticket to canvashelp@stanford.edu if you'd like to take a look at that matrix comparison. Although I would recommend just making this available in your course and just starting to play around with it. I would also like to highlight Ed Discussion, which is also available by default. This is a question and answer tool. It's an online communication tool used to facilitate asynchronous and synchronous discussions in a course. We highly recommend utilizing Ed Discussions. Another question and answer tool being offered is Piazza. However, that being said, many professors are really enjoying utilizing Ed Discussions. And if you'd like more information regarding Ed Discussions as well, please do not hesitate to submit a ticket at canvashelp@stanford.edu. I'm now going to navigate back to my course and I'm going to highlight the workflow for creating an assignment. Now, an assignment, this is where you will grade and collect work. I'm going to click Add Assignment. I'm going to click it again. There we go. I'm going to click Add Assignment at the top right. Okay. I'm going to give this assignment a name. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to call this midterm paper. I still have the option within the RCE box to add links, other documentation here as well. I'm going to scroll down. Within display grade as, I have all these options available. However, for the purpose of the midterm paper, I'm going to give it 50 points. Now, if this is your first time creating an assignment within submission type, it may look like this. In order for students to be able to submit work to an assignment shell within submission type, once you click on this caret, please select online. And then all these options will appear. We highly recommend utilizing file uploads. I'm going to scroll down. I can assign this to everyone. I can assign it to individuals. I am going to lock down submission attempts, considering this is a midterm. I have the option to make it limited. I can set the exact number of attempts I'd like. I'm going to set a due date for this assignment. We also highly recommend that you always select due dates for assignments. When you select a due date for an assignment, on the student end within the Canvas dashboard, that will appear as a to-do item for them front and center. So it's a helpful reminder. Now, since I've set a due date, what this means if I were to save this assignment shell now is that the students can access this midterm assignment shell at any time. And if they submit work after the due date, it'll appear as late in the gradebook. But considering this is a midterm, I want to lock it down a bit further. So I'm going to complete an available from and until. We recommend the until date being consistent with the due date. Now, what this means is that students, before the available from date and time, will be able to view the assignment shell title, but they won't be able to click on it and access it. And the same applies after the until date, they won't be able to click on it and access it. So it's only available to students within this window. I'm going to click Save and Publish. Now, let's say this is my first time creating an assignment and I want to work through this as a student to ensure they can upload work and I set it up correctly. I'm going to click on Student View at the top right side of the screen with the glasses symbol. And as you can see, this lovely pink fuchsia border appears around my screen, which denotes that I am in Student View. I'm going to start this assignment as a student and submit work. At the top, I have all these options. I'm going to stick to file upload. If you do have questions regarding Google Drive LTI 1.3, please submit a ticket to canvashelp@stanford.edu. I'm going to upload a file. I'm going to choose the file. And I'm going to click Submit. Now, as a student, I am reassured it was submitted. I'm provided with the submission details, date, time, and the document. Now let's say the due date has come and gone and I'm ready to grade all student work. Do not forget to leave Student View. To do so, I am going to utilize SpeedGrader, and it's accessible on the right side of the screen under related items. It will also be accessible within the gradebook because this is a graded assignment shell. A column will appear for it in the gradebook, and I will highlight the gradebook after we review SpeedGrader. Going to enter SpeedGrader. And there is a warning box at the top of the page. SpeedGrader is not meant for multiple graders. Comments could be overwritten and grades could be lost as well. So if you have a large section, we recommend taking turns, assigning days and times to TAs, or taking turns grading student work so no two graders are in there at the same time. We do have another tool that is integrated with Canvas, and that is called Gradescope. Gradescope has much more robust rubrics, and it's commonly used with STEM courses. If you are interested in utilizing the Gradescope Canvas integration, please submit a ticket to canvashelp@stanford.edu. I'm going to X out this box. Now within the SpeedGrader, I am able to leave comments directly in line text. I can highlight content. I can cross content out. Now, if I'm at the very top where you see test student, if you click these arrows, this is how you would toggle from student to student. And within this box under the students, for this particular student paper that I'm currently grading, I have the ability to place a grade directly in here. I also have the ability to add comments in here as well. I can add files, audio, other media. Once I click submit, students will receive a notification that a comment has been left on their paper. I am now going to detail the process of grades. I'm going to give this student a grade under the assessment box. And as soon as I click enter, you will notice that this red oblong hidden appeared. Now, what this means is that the posting policy by default in Canvas is manual. Now, what does that mean? That essentially means that you would need to grade every student, and once you place these grades in these boxes and they feed to the gradebook, they don't yet deploy to all the students. And so because it's a manual posting policy, you would go through and then deploy all those grades at once you've completed grading. And I'm going to highlight that workflow now. I'd also like to point out when I placed the grade in this box and the hidden oblong word appeared, if you follow my cursor to the top left side of the screen, this /icon appeared as well, which means it's still hidden from student view. So I can post grades in one of two ways. Let's say I finished grading every student paper. I can post grades by clicking on the /icon and clicking post grades. However, I prefer to post grades from the gradebook because then I have a holistic view of all the students in my course, who's submitted work, who has missed the assignment or is late. So I'm going to navigate back. I'm going to scroll down in my menu and I'm going to click on grades. And here you can see for a midterm paper, the I with the /icon remains visible and present, which means, again, it's manual and it's yet to deploy to all students. I can also see that Liz Lemon has yet to submit her work. And if you click on these three dots, and again, those three dots will appear once your cursor is on that title, I can message students who. This is a fabulous feature to check in on a student, give them an additional nudge. You can also access the SpeedGrader again by clicking on those three dots, but you can also post grades. I'm going to click post grades. I'm prompted, making sure this is what I want to do. I'm going to select post. A green success banner appears at the top of the page. And as you can see, if you look at the assignment title, the /icon has disappeared. Now, if you don't want a manual posting policy, you can change it per assignment, but you can also change the settings for the entire course. So to change it per assignment, you would click on the 3 dots next to the assignment title, and you would click grade posting policy, and you would change that to automatic for the course, or not for the course, for that particular assignment. If I'm changing it from within that assignment title by clicking on the 3 dots. Once you click automatic, again, do not scroll down and click save at the bottom. You may not see it. So for instance, if I were to click automatic here, I don't see the save at the bottom. I must actually scroll down to view it. Now to change the grade posting policy to automatic for the entire course, you will click on the gear icon at the top right of the screen. And here you would click grade posting policy, switch to automatic. Highlight that radial button, and then you would scroll down and click Apply Settings. And this is for the entire course. I would like to review the gear icon options. We recommend setting course and assignment posting policies before entering grades. So you can set late policies. Again, you can change the grade posting policy, advanced settings, and you also have all these options that you can view as well. So I do recommend taking the time to scan through all these items. Also in August, enhanced gradebook filters went live. I'm going to scroll over to the left side of the screen and I'm going to click on Apply Filters. This will appear above student names. This allows instructors to create filters that can be saved or used one time. So they can filter their grade books by date. You can also create a needs grading assignment filter and an ungraded filter work. So I do recommend taking the time and just viewing all of these filter options. There's also semi-new functionality here where you can now submit an assignment on behalf of students. So for instance here, let's say Liz Lemon did complete her midterm paper and perhaps she was on a flight, perhaps she was sick, out of town, no internet. I can submit her work for her by clicking in the box and clicking on the arrow to the right of the grading box within that particular assignment. And when I click on it, Liz Lemon, the student's profile, appears on the right, and under SpeedGrader, there's a Submit for Student button. And here is where I can submit the assignment for the student. Other options can be selected, but teaching team members are the only ones who can upload files on behalf of the student. And it will appear in the gradebook if the team member submitted on behalf of the student. Other semi-new functionality I'd like to mention here is when you submit your final grades within the gradebook, they do not manually push to Access. And so prior, you would submit all your grades here, and then you would also provide the grades to the registrar or submit them through Access. However, you can now modify your Canvas gradebook export for import into Access. So you would click on the caret icon next to export, and you can export your gradebook. However, the grading scheme must be set up so students have a letter grade, and you would have to go to grades, you'd have to go to actions and export the entire gradebook into the CSV file. So when I export the entire gradebook, it will export into a CSV file, but then I must go through and change some of the fields. We have detailed documentation on how to do this. If you are interested, please submit a ticket to canvashelp@stanford.edu. I'm now going to navigate away from my gradebook. I'm going to highlight a few other features. I'd like to mention collaborations. So Google Drive LTI 1.3 is a new Canvas collaborations option, which is now the default for winter 2024. I'm going to start a new collaboration. And when I click on the caret next to start a new collaboration, collaborate using, I can select Google Assignments LTI 1.3. Now, it has more file type options, much more. So in addition to Google Documents, class members can collaborate on Google Sheets, presentations, forms, drawings, and even sites. They can also collaborate with groups in the Canvas People Groups tool. So this is what your screen will appear as. You may have to authorize Google Assignments LTI 1.3, but that'll appear in the screen as well, and you would just click authorize. And then I go through these options of creating the collaboration. I can click the caret for file type, and these are all the options available to me. I can give it a description name, and I can also invite collaborators, which will be the students and other teaching team members in your course, and then I would click create. If you are interested in more information, please submit a ticket to canvashelp@stanford.edu. I am now going to navigate briefly into quizzes. When you click add quiz, we highly recommend you remain utilizing classic quizzes. New Quizzes does not have feature parity, and Instructure, the company that owns and operates Canvas, is still working out many kinks, and so we highly recommend you stick with classic quizzes. As you can see, when I clicked add quiz, I was immediately taken to classic quizzes. But here you would add the details. I need to add content to the RCE box. You'll scroll down. You will select the quiz type. You will complete your quiz options. You will click save, and then you will go back and you will need from the details tab to select the questions tab. And here is when you can go through and start building out your questions for this particular quiz. Again, do not forget to click save, save, and publish. Now, once you've built out all your content, once you have created your announcements, your assignments, your discussions, uploaded content to files, you can take this a step further to design your course according to pages or modules, and I'm going to highlight those two now. I'm going to scroll down on the left menu, and I'm going to first click Pages. I'm going to click Add a Page, the top right. This is essentially a wiki page. Again, with the page titles, we do not recommend utilizing dates. The naming convention rationale is the same as within files. You can create an entire page and put a whole week's worth or unit or theme or project into one particular page. You can use the RCE to add content here. We do, under options, recommend that when you click this caret, you keep it set as only teachers and not teachers and students. If you utilize teachers and students, this will serve more as a wiki page, and students will have the capability to include content within your page. They could accidentally delete content, edit content, So we suggest keeping this as only teachers. You also have the option to publish this page at a particular date and time. So if I were to set this publish to a specific date and time, as you can see, save and publish is then grayed out because I don't want it published until a particular day and time. I'm then going to click save. And then at the top of the screen, I will be reminded with the calendar symbol. This will publish on November 30th. So some instructors choose to put all their content for a week, unit, or theme into one page. And again, this is much easier to do once all the content has already been built out. Another option is modules. I love modules. Modules create a seamless learning path for students. I'm going to delete this other module title and I'm going to start from scratch. So I'm going to click the add module at the top of the screen. And I am going to essentially build out my modules for the entire course. I find it handy to look at your syllabus as you're doing this. I'm going to create another module, week 1, unit 1. You can also set prerequisites if you'd like. I'm going to create one more. And as you can see, I'm just going through. Perhaps I want to add a module for week 2 project. Now I want to go into each module and add content into that module title. So I would do so by clicking on the 3 dots within that module title. Oh, not the 3 dots, the little addition symbol. But as you can see, this is my option when I click on the 3 dots. Now, once I click on the addition symbol within that module title, I have a box that says add. The default view here is assignment to this particular module title. But if I click on the caret, I can add assignments, files, discussions directly into these module titles. I'm going to scroll down to week 1, unit 1. I'm going to add a discussion, and so on and so on. Let's say I want to add content to a module title that I have yet to actually build out within that tool. So let's go down to the week 2, unit 2 module title, and I'm going to add an assignment. But I've yet to build out that assignment. I can create that assignment directly within that module. And then I'm going to click add item. So even though I've created it and it's here, you can see it's unpublished. I must then navigate to that particular assignment title I just created, click on it, and then it will take me to the assignment tool. And then I'll click edit the pencil icon. And then I can continue building the assignment out. Again, always check submission type. This must be, excuse me, selected for online, file upload. And then I can go through and create all my other settings. I'm going to save and publish it. I'm now going to navigate back to modules. And once I scroll down here, you can see that assignment has successfully been created and is published within week 2, unit 2. Students really appreciate this seamless learning path. It's much easier to work through course content and not have to hunt or search for content, and to also know what's expected of them week by week. I'm now going to click back to home. Now, let's say I've robustly created modules or pages and I no longer want my default view to be my syllabus view. If you look at the right side of the screen, draw your attention down under course status to choose homepage, I can select a different choose homepage. So for instance, if I click on course modules and click save, this will now be my default view for the course. Another tidbit here, if you decide to use modules or pages and you're putting all your content into one of these two formats, pages or modules, you could clean up this toolbar on the left so students remain looking at modules or pages and they're not needlessly clicking around in all these other tools. To do so, you would navigate down to Settings, click on Navigation, and here you could just drag and drop particular tools down that you don't want visible to students on the left because they can access them directly from what you have imported into your modules or page view. Just another option. Again, do not forget to scroll down and click Save. I would like to mention here Panopto course videos on the left side of the screen within Tools. The Files tool does have limited space, so we recommend uploading all of your videos here within the Panopto tool. You can also create an upload directly within the Panopto Canvas integration. There are much better controls for editing, creating, and revising. And Zoom auto recordings are also uploaded here if the meeting was created in Canvas and recorded to the cloud. We do have two other tools integrated available by default, just like Harmonize and Ed Discussions. I'm going to click on Settings and click on the Navigation tab. And those tools would be Slack and Poll Everywhere. So feel free to enable them within your course by dragging and dropping them up. Do not forget to scroll down and to click Save. I'm now going to navigate back to Home. Okay, let's say my course is ready to be student-facing. I have thoroughly developed the course. I'm going to place my cursor under course status on the right, and I'm going to publish the course. Okay. This has now appeared as a green box, and a success banner appears at the top of the page, reminding me that it was successfully published. If you noticed on the right, this yellow bar appeared, Open Course for Shopping. Please take the time to read this informative box. It basically states that you can open your course for students within the Stanford community to view before the beginning of the course until the ad drop period. I'm clicking on Open Course to all SUNET ID holders. And then I also have the ability to restrict this to registered students at any time, but I would like to note this will automatically restrict within 2 to 3 weeks of the course beginning. But you do have that option to restrict it within those first 3 weeks during that ad drop period. We do now offer a course extender tool. This allows instructors to unlock courses after the term has ended. We receive this request a lot. For more information, please submit a ticket at canvashelp@stanford.edu. So you do have the option now to extend the course for 7 days after the term end date. I'd also like to highlight our Go Canvas Stanford site. We update our Stanford Go Canvas site regularly throughout the quarter. That's gocanvas.stanford.edu. We have a very helpful first steps and tips page as soon as you enter the site. This is on our home page. All our winter 2024 Canvas overview session info is posted. Once this overview tutorial has been finalized, it will be posted on this site as well. We also have an instructors page and a students page and a news page. I highly recommend throughout the quarter coming to visit gocanvas.stanford.edu and glancing over the news page, for we include very important quarter updates, but updates that are occurring throughout the quarter as well. Now, if at any point in time you have questions while working through your Canvas site, again, do not hesitate to submit a ticket at canvashelp@stanford.edu. There's no question too big or too small. But if you also glance over at the red global menu on the left and scroll down and click Help, you can also submit a ticket directly from where you're working at that particular time in your Canvas site by clicking Request Help from Stanford Canvas Support. This goes to canvashelp@stanford.edu. So you would complete these fields and click Submit a Ticket. You also have these other options available to you in Help as well. Immediate help with Zoom or urgent issues. You can email continuing studies for Canvas Zoom support. You can browse Stanford Canvas FAQs. These are articles that pertain directly to our Canvas Stanford needs on campus. So this sums up our Canvas overview for winter 2024 quarter. I hope everyone has a lovely quarter. And again, if there's one thing I leave you with, please submit a ticket for any question you may have at canvashelp@stanford.edu. Bye.